I have been so harsh to myself. 50 years I have been nitpicking my body, and I've been on the spectrum of weight. So it really was irrespective of what weight I was at. I was just looking at myself with a critical eye and thinking not so loving thoughts to my body. And in that moment, I felt such deep sadness. Welcome everybody to Confessions of a Binge Eater, formerly the Heal Your Hunger Show, and I am recording this from Sardinia, Italy, which is an island off of the west coast of Italy. Now, I had an experience recently that really rocked my world, and it came in the form of a very quiet shift. So we shouldn't always be looking for the big kabows, it's sometimes in the small shifts. But this small shift ended up being a big deal for me, in spite of having over 35 years of recovery from binge eating and emotional eating. Not that I haven't had times in the barrel since 35 years ago, but overall it's been an upward trajectory and an amazing, amazing recovery from food addiction and obesity. So some habits die hard, and in spite of all my healing, the body dysmorphia and the tendency to nitpick my body has not entirely gone away. And so it's been a part of me, and it's been an annoying part of me. Here I am helping thousands of women heal their relationship with food, but the body love hasn't always been there. It hasn't been there to the extent that it probably, quote, should be there. But as my clients know, I'm pretty real and raw. And you guys know too, listening to this show, I'm real and raw about my journey. I don't claim to have it all together. I'm still on the journey of healing. Well, something that has taken a long time to heal has been my feelings about my body, in spite of being a thin person, in spite of being 50 pounds lighter for decades now. Praise God. I'm lighter, I'm thinner, I'm fitting in smaller pants. I don't have 5 sizes of pants in my closet anymore because my weight isn't on a roller coaster ride alongside dieting. So in spite of that, however, I can be a little nitpicky, a little bit like, this roll in my tummy, I wish it weren't there. I mean, it's much smaller than it used to be, but I wish it weren't there at all, which is impossible. It's part of my anatomy. Like, just the way my stomach is just the way it is, no matter what size I am. My butt, if I gain a few pounds, it goes straight to my butt, and I can be critical of my weight, in spite of how good I have it. Intellectually, I know I'll take this over the way I used to be any day of the week. But as I frequently say to my clients, don't you wish you were the weight you were at when you hated the weight you were at? So it's easy to fall into hating our bodies or being critical of our bodies even when we're in a thinner weight. And I will say that often leads to self-sabotage when we aren't grateful for how good we have it. It can lead right back to eating, in which case we can quickly wish we were at the weight we were at when we were so nitpicky about the weight we were at. Okay, if you relate to that, you totally belong here listening to the show. So I had this experience the other day where I just felt this incredible sadness. I walked in actually to get my hair done, and I had this heavy, heavy cloak of sadness. And I was like, what's going on here? Why do I feel this way? What's going on? Which, of course, I asked the question, what's that about? What are those feelings about? I'm a good detective of my emotional state, which keeps me out of emotional eating. And suddenly, I realized I have been so harsh to myself. 50 years. I'm 58. 50 years I have been nitpicking my body, and I've been on the spectrum of weight. So it really was irrespective of what weight I was at. I was just looking at myself with a critical eye and thinking not so loving thoughts to my body. And in that moment, I felt such deep sadness, like, what is that about? Girlfriend, you have it so good, and your body is so good, and it supports you so much. Stop. Be grateful. Praise every last inch of your body. And that sadness was really just grief, having wasted decades thinking negatively about my body. And in that moment, I just had this shift, this incredible shift where I'm like, no more. No more will I think negative thoughts towards my body. No more will I think that it's not enough, or my legs aren't thin enough, my butt isn't small enough. No more. My body, my 58-year-old gorgeous body that has so much strength and so much stamina and so much amazing flow. Like, it works, it pumps blood day in and day out, minute by minute, second by second. My digestive system is doing its job without even asking for it to. My brain, my blood, my tissues, my organs, they are working in concert to keep this body going, to keep me living an amazing life. And what do I give it? Nitpicky criticisms. No more. And from that moment on, I just thought, God, I've spent 50 years criticizing my body. The next 50 are going to be spent loving my body. And I realize it's easy to say that, and I can't say what's going to happen down the pike, but I'm committed today to compensating for all the nitpicking I've done by loving on my body and telling my body good things. I mean, imagine if you told your little girl, if you had a sweet baby daughter and you told her all the critical things you've thought about yourself. If you told her those things, they would take you in for child abuse, right? No child should ever experience the kinds of thinking we give to our own selves. So think about that. How would you speak to your sweet baby daughter? Would you look at her in the mirror and go, ugh, I've done that so many times. Ugh, just make that terrible noise. Ugh, like, ugh, I hate what I see. You would never do that to your sweet baby daughter. It's time that we start saying good things to ourselves. It's very, very obvious, but at the same time, I think we need reminders. And I'm here to say that it's never too late to turn it around. It's never too late to start giving your body love. There's a beautiful story of a woman named Myrtle Fillmore back in the turn of the century in the 1900s, and she suffered with many health issues, and she was part of a movement called Unity. It's a metaphysical movement of connecting your thoughts with your reality, meaning you can think your reality into something different. And she had many health issues and began to devote hours a day loving on her organs, loving on her tissues, loving on her vascular system, where she spoke positive words to her body. She loved her body. And guess what? She healed. She loved her body back to health. And I remember hearing that story and thinking, wow, did I practice it? No. But here I am. Okay, it's never too late. Here I am finally saying enough is enough, Tricia. You don't get to say anything negative. I don't care if you've gained 5 pounds. I don't care if you lost 5 pounds. I don't care if you see wrinkles on your face or on your chin or under your arms. I do not care. You're at your quota for negative thoughts. It's time to turn it around and say good things, because your body is doing its damnedest based on what you feed it to support you. It's never our body's fault if there's a breakdown. It's never our body's fault. Now, that doesn't mean we should blame ourselves, but let's face it, as emotional eaters, we've certainly contributed to the breakdown time and time again by not giving our bodies proper fuel, either enough fuel or the right kind of fuel. And so I'm here to pour into my body positive thoughts, positive encouragement, like, you go, girl, you go, bladder, you go, liver, you go, tummy, you keep doing what you do best, and I will promise to support you every step of the way. So that's my big shift. That's my big shift. I had 50 years of just some negative thoughts that were absolutely thoughts of habit. And I'm here to say that it's never too late. I'm turning it around, even though it got so much better, all right? I've always been so much better than I used to be, but I don't feel like I'm all the way. I feel like I could do better and think more positive thoughts and catch myself with any ugh that I think when I'm looking at the mirror, right? No more of that, Tricia. So that's my shift, all right? My body works for me 24/7, doing so many good things, and it's my turn to work for it by feeding it with positive affirmations, solid encouragement, obviously proper food, the proper fuel that it needs to work properly and in good health. And I want that for you. You know, nitpicking blocks true healing, and it keeps emotional eaters stuck in shame. So body love isn't vanity. It's a daily practice of respect and gratitude. Now, I want to give you 3 simple practices that you can start today. The first is being grateful. Being grateful by thanking your body for 3 things it's doing for you right now. The next is shift the negative thought. When a critical thought comes up, replace it with thank you, awesome body, for, and name it. Just name it. Whatever the opposite of that critical thought is. If I'm hating on my thighs, thank you, strong thighs, for getting me down to the beach. Thank you, strong thighs, for the bike ride I just took. Okay? And the last thing, encouraging words. Speak to your body like you would a dear friend with kind, gentle, uplifting words. And this isn't going to happen overnight. You have to catch yourself. You have to catch yourself and say, oh, let's cancel that. I mean, you're awesome, tummy. I love you. I love you no matter what size you are. I love you whether you fit in those pants or not. So in closing, I invite you to choose body love. Okay? And whenever you can, affirm, my body is worthy of praise. My body deserves compassion and love. And then give it that love with a positive affirmation. I'm committed to supporting my body with love because it's been supporting me for so many years. How about you? Are you in? You can start today. Thank you so much. So good to be with you. Please share this show with somebody you know needs some body love. We can all take part in body love today. Let's do it. I'll see you on the next show. If you're ready to get off the dieting roller coaster ride and finally make peace with food and with your body, talk to a Heal Your Hunger mentor about what steps you need to take based on your own history with food and weight. Go to healyourhunger.com and register for an emotional eating breakthrough session and see how fast you can experience real change. It's a complimentary evaluation, but there are limited spots available. So go to healyourhunger.com and register to speak with a mentor today.